Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now June 2nd of 2023, and given that we are now just a couple of weeks out from the release of Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny, a lot of fans are waiting to see what kind of backlash is going to come out of this film. Unfortunately, look, I'm never hoping for anything to fail, but it's very sad that this is a 100% Kathleen Kennedy-driven product that is going to essentially strip itself from the original treatment of the three movies that really matter the most and George Lucas's outlook on what Indiana Jones really is. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. And without wasting too much of your time, let's get right into the subject. Now, before I get to the main thing, we do know that Tony Gilroy came out today, or yesterday I believe it was, talking about how fans do not like Kathleen Kennedy, and he was saying things like, you know, for someone like Kathleen Kennedy, you have to have a real thick skin, and she did a really good job with that. If you guys want to go ahead and look that up, it is all over, and Tony Gilroy talked about Kathleen Kennedy and what she went through. As if she is doing anything good. In my opinion, I highly doubt that. But when you look at stuff related to Star Wars and Indiana Jones, this is where Kathleen Kennedy fails, in my opinion, completely. Now, thankfully, look, we have a lot of great things to look forward to. I'm not 100% negative or pessimistic here. I am very much looking forward to Star Wars Ahsoka by Dave Filoni. I'm very much looking forward to Mando Season 4 and other projects that will be announced at this year's D23 event as well in September. That's going to expand the overall universe. Now, moving on to the main thing here is that with Kathleen Kennedy actively working on Indy 5 and Star Wars shows like Skeleton Crew and Acolyte, she eventually went on to deliver something very revealing to the fans of both Indy and Star Wars. Now, Kennedy went on to state the following. When we were going through the footage recently for Dial of Destiny, one of the toughest roadblocks that we hit was how do we capture the magic again? And I recently told Mangold, if we can't recapture that magic, then we are in trouble. And that we are going to be dealing with many upset fans. And it's something that we are working on to this day to try and bring back that magic last minute that made the Indy franchise what it was. We are still doing last minute edits to this thing, and it's been one of the toughest jobs I can say that I have been a part of. Fun, but tough. And finding that magic is difficult. The same applies to Star Wars and with what we have been going for Acolyte and Skeleton. We found ourselves in a snag and having some trouble with those two projects for a while to find the right tone that we wanted to go for. Let me pause here quick about what Kathleen Kennedy is saying. Is it me, or does it sound like she's kind of contradicting herself again? Where she said just a couple of days ago that it's all about taking away the original magic of Indiana Jones and taking away what it originally was and focusing on a new format or a new style. I don't know what to believe when it comes to Kathleen Kennedy at this point because she always contradicts. She's always a very hypocritical person, in my opinion. And when you look at Indiana Jones as a franchise, we know that Crystal Skull was a terrible film. I think everybody will agree with that. For the most part, it was really like the Last Jedi of the Indiana Jones franchise. In my book, that's just my opinion. But when you look at stuff like this, alright, when you look at Dial of Destiny, this is where I think it's going to fall even flatter than Crystal Skull. Because she's saying here that they're having trouble finding that magic, and that if they can't find that magic, we are in trouble. She's literally saying that we are in trouble if we can't find that magic, and to this day, she even admitted that it's very difficult to find that, and it's a very hard task. They're still doing last-minute edits. It doesn't look good, to say the least, guys. It really doesn't. I think the people that saw this at Cannes Film Festival are right. I don't think they were putting up those negative reviews just for the sake of it. Obviously, it was the truth. It was their honest opinion. In fact, if they were lying, it would have been the opposite, most likely. It would have been like overpraised, super positive reviews, and it would have just seemed a little, suspicious. So this is where Kathleen Kennedy falls flat again. Number one, she's contradicting, and number two, she's literally admitting, I don't know if on accident or if she intentionally said this, but she's saying that we are in trouble if we can't find that magic again, and we are having a difficult time finding that magic. She's basically saying that, yes, we are officially in trouble with this movie, is what she's really saying here. So, I don't know what her plan is with saying that, but moving on. But back to Indy, she says, while we do want to bring back the old magic of the old films, we knew we had to do something different. Alright, she's contradicting again. We found ourselves in a bit of trouble for a while, and to this day, trying to really arrange these scenes that will work for our audience members going out and seeing this film. A delay was never in the cards for us. We always wanted to stick to June 30th, and there is a special reason why we wanted that date. We knew this film, or know that this film is going to divide fans. We have a very bold story to tell, and new characters that we are expecting some fans, she says some fans, to not agree with and disrespect. We may be in trouble with fans that don't understand our approach, but it's what we believe in that matters for our story. Alright, so 2 things I take away from this real quick at the end of this is that, number 1, what's so special about the June 30th release date? I'm not quite sure about, that specifically. Maybe it's something personal, I have no idea. But when you look at the release date of Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny being June 30th, it could perhaps have something to do with a callback to something. Maybe you guys can fill me in on that. But the other thing that really stands out to me here is how she's saying that she believes this story is going to divide fans. And she had no problem saying this, that it's a very bold story, and that it's a very big story that's going to have new characters that some fans are going to come to dislike and disrespect. I think she's really pointing fingers at the people that are, quote unquote, that she says loud and opinionated, that need to be quiet. She said that. So, again, when you look at stuff like this, Indy 5's marketing is like a downward spiral. It's sad but true, but this is where we are with Indiana Jones. We have 28 days until this thing comes out, give or take. It's not looking like it's going to be a hit at all, and I'm really starting to wonder if they're even going to hit 800 million worldwide, or even close to that. It really makes you wonder, are they even going to hit that? And it's sad to say, but given that Harrison Ford, he's 80 years old, and this is probably going to be his final big movie, to tell you guys the truth, his final actual big action movie. And this may very well go down as the last film of Harrison Ford's legacy that's going to be memorable, maybe not in the greatest sense, but memorable regardless, right? When you look back at The Last Jedi, you can never forget that, what Kathleen Kennedy did, what Rian Johnson did to that film. And look, people who like it, you like it, that's fine. I'm not here to change people's minds or anything like that. That's just human behavior. Everyone has their own opinions, and you know what? You have a full right to that. If you guys want to go ahead and see any movie by Kathleen Kennedy or Indy 5 in this example, that's perfectly fine. If you like that, that's you. But in this scenario, this is really just disrespecting George Lucas, really disrespecting the core fans that really supported the franchise over multiple decades. So I would love to hear what you all have to say about Kathleen Kennedy, and what you guys have to say about everything related to Indy 5's marketing. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. From night to moon, we hear them moans again.